Jag heter Matthew from Denver, Colorado, and I'm here to talk about Git, which is a version control system. I got invited by Matthias over at last year at another conference. We were discussing a product, and he said, you know, it would be great to have you bring Git to Jfokus. And I said, well, why don't we make it a full show? So we have a workshop and a talk as well, and it's expanded from there. So this is a focus of my consulting practice right now, a lot of teaching and training around it. So one important topic of computer science very passionately infecting what I do and what I teach. It's an amazing conference. I'm actually quite surprised by the size in a very positive sense. I think I had an expectation that it would be a bit smaller and more intimate, but it's turned out to have grand size of attendance. It's 1,200 or thereabouts, I believe it is, or in fact a little more. And the workshop was at least 50 or 60 people, so this is pretty strong size for a Scandinavian conference, and Scandinavia is one of my favorite places to go of any place to speak, so it's exciting to have a good crowd, a good turnout, and in a place that I like and enjoy. Of the other topics, the focus that I'm kind of looking at and interested in the most are anything that affects the build system. So in that case, it would be Dan Allen's talk on our Killian, which is a testing framework. Everything that we do in software today eventually results in something that has to be deployed or delivered or installed, but the only way that we know it's any good is if it's tested and we have good version control. So my tool kind of sits at the beginning of the process, and the testing tools sit in the middle, and that way we know we have a good product that we're eventually sending out to the customer. So anything along that entire line is important to me. The next big thing is taking any of the boring, mundane jobs in software and scripting them, making them automated. We're at the point where we have enough tools, and all we need is people to apply those tools to get rid of the boring pieces of the job. The developers and the software developers should be doing the creative work, the inventing, not just the manufacturing piece. So what we've got is all the way from the software check-in to the software testing to the software delivery, all being scripted steps, and then the humans using their intelligence and what we're paying them for the invention piece at the beginning and the usage piece at the end, but skipping all the boring pieces through the middle. And that should happen over the course of the next 1 to 3 years. It'll take a while to finish it out, but 1 to 3 years will be the scope for that. So in that sense of build scripts and automated tools, I'd really encourage people to look at anything that they're doing repetitive today, or any tool that they're using, I won't call out any specific one, that they're fighting or struggling against, and instead look if there's a better choice of tool, or is there a better way to use the tool that you already have, or is there a way to write an automation or a script around the piece that you're doing. Don't just be okay with a bad problem in the system. Find a way to automate it and improve it. And I think if I were to suggest a few options in that space, it would be Git for your version control system. It would be a continuous integration server like Jenkins to do the automatic builds and test framework. It would be test harnesses like Spock and Jeb, and these testing frameworks like our Killian for the test piece. For deployment, it would be anything from just a simple shell script over to all the way on the scripting framework for delivery, things that we can push into the framework like virtual machines, causing those to automatically deploy software. But get rid of the boring pieces, don't put up with it, find a better tool for each of the pieces, and make sure that you're working on the smart stuff that we're paying you to work on.